as a new year starts, it's pretty usual for people to be talking about their New Year's resolutions and all the new things they're going to do, all the new classes they're going to join. But I'm really interested in, why do we set New Year's resolutions? Why do we think we have to be better? Why do we think we have to change things about ourselves? And my first guest on this show is bringing a question about starting a new thing in the new year. And I'm really excited to have that conversation. I'm Mauricio Bruce, and this is The Real Question. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Mauricio.
Welcome to the show.
Whew, it's weird to be sitting on this side of the couch, you know?
It's weird to be sitting on this side of the couch.
I don't really care about how you feel. This episode's about me.
Okay. Well, I guess we've established that. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm so proud that you're taking over The Real Question. I love this show so much, and I'm just really excited that people are going to get you.
You think they'll get me?
I think that they're going to get more of you. Not that they're going to get you. I think your humor makes you ungettable, you know?
It's my best trait.
Nope. I love you despite it. Okay.
Vanessa, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to have you here, and I'm really curious, what question are you bringing to the show? Because you haven't told me yet.
Yeah. So I want to know if I should start a weekly class, specifically a weekly art class, drawing painting class.
Okay. A weekly drawing and painting, or a drawing or a painting?
Drawing or painting.
Okay, so some kind of art class. You haven't decided which one yet.
Yeah, I mean, it would really just depend on what was available, good night a week, but I'm open to either.
And has this been something that's been on your mind for a while, or how did this question come up?
So I love drawing and painting. I did it a lot in my childhood and in my, up through my 20s. I was pretty regularly in art classes, and it's just something I really enjoy. And part of what I enjoy about it is that it's private. It's just one of the things that I do that... it's not performative at all. I just enjoy it. And having the hobby is really fun for me. When I was in Costa Rica visiting you 12 years ago, I was with you half of the time, and then I was traveling on my own half of the time. And I traveled with my sketch pad and pencil. And I find that it is something that keeps me looking at the world and looking up. Whereas as a reader and writer, a lot of my life keeps me looking down. And because I haven't been in drawing classes lately, I just don't draw on my own. I've gotten more insecure about my drawing. And so it's not as fun for me. And so I think a class would get me back into it, and that it's a really big part of what I love to do. And so I did it throughout my time in New York, and I stopped when I came up here for grad school. I was I don't have time. And I just never got back into it.
Yeah, that's going to be my next question. Why did you stop? If this has been sort of a practice that has existed in your life. So it was a time thing that made you stop.
Yeah, it was. I like taking classes through community centers or junior colleges. That's where I've always done my classes. And those are usually nights and weekends. And when I moved up to the Boston area, I was proctoring in addition to my full-time work, right? A lot of my nights were spoken for. I was going to student performances and student games. And, I felt like my job was kind of my extracurricular.
Yeah.
And then when I moved off campus, I moved in with my ex-husband. And so I had kid responsibilities and family responsibilities. So I haven't felt like I've had free nights for the last 12 years. And now there's two things. One, I'm recently divorced. And so I don't need to hang out with anyone at night. Two, we're not doing any virtual classes in 2025 as a company other than our class, What Matters, which is something I've been keeping my nights free for in case I need to teach. But now it's just 12 Wednesdays at night in 2025. So I like have free nights for the first time ever. For the first time in 12 years, not ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. There's a couple of things there, but before I dig in, I'm just curious. You sound so decided. There's
Yeah.
room, there's space. Why is that your question?
Because I have free nights for the first time ever. And I love a free night. I just love it. And I still don't totally feel like I have that many. My younger stepdaughter, Amy, she stops by a couple nights a week and she does it last minute. You know, she'll be like, hey, can I come by tonight? And I like being around for that. And so there's that. Like, both my kids just sort of like stop by. And at least for the next year and a half, while Ellen, my older kid, before she graduates from high school, she's only going to live in town for another year and a half. And while Amy is at the middle school that's just down the street from me, it feels like, why don't I just leave my nights free for the next year and a half to just like be available in case they call? So that's one, is like, I really like sort of being around for my kids and not having to say to them, oh, sorry, I have art class tonight. Two is I love looking at my calendar and being like, do you know what I have to do tonight? Nothing. I can needle felt and listen to a romance novel. I can clean. I can cook. I've never had free time. At least I haven't had free time in over 12 years. Why don't you want me to have some free time, Mauricio? Why am I immediately filling it up?
Well, that's sort of where my questions are going. Yeah. I'm glad you asked them yourself.
I'm sorry. Should I let you do this? Great.
No, no, I just heard I haven't had a free night in 12 years. Even when I have a free night, my daughters might just show up and I want to have that space for them.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to set boundaries for them, right? I don't want to say, don't come on Tuesdays because I'm at the painting class. I just want to have my door open and let them come in whenever they want. And I know that you are always available for those people around you.
Yes.
And here I hear Vanessa saying, hey, should I save a space for myself for something that's important for me because it helps me look up instead of always looking down or looking at others? And then I hear a bunch of reasons why she shouldn't save a space for herself. So I'm wondering, what is it about, one, wanting a space for you that might be scary or that might be uncomfortable or that you might have just forgotten how to do over the last 12 years, that you've never had a space for yourself? You've always been giving to the people you were proctoring, giving to the people in the not sorry world, giving to your daughters, giving to your ex-husband. And now suddenly here's an opportunity to give just to you.
It just doesn't always feel like giving. I love time with my kids. They come over and we play Mario Party Jamboree and laugh and cook and listen to music and walk the dog, and they tell me about their day. So it's not like, ugh, the kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
They bring me so much joy, and they're aging, right? Like, Ellen is almost 17. She's almost 17. She'll be 17 next month. It's just like, I feel like I have my whole retirement. I have my whole life to like invest in me. I don't know. Shouldn't I just like invest in them? And it's not just my kids, right? Like, I have 6 sort of like niece and nephew children in Cambridge who I love very much. And I love, Mauricio, I love children feeling entitled to me. That's really what it is. I love children feeling entitled to me.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me happy. Why don't you want me to be happy?
Well, that goes into our relationship, and I don't want to bring that here. Okay. No, I'm listening to you, and I've seen you. I've seen you with your daughters. I've seen you with other children. I've seen how happy it really makes you and how much joy you find in the children being comfortable around you and the children asking you for things and the children. But I'm not taking that away from you. I'm not saying stop doing that. I'm saying, what does it mean for Vanessa to just have a space for Vanessa? where nobody is entitled to her space. There's no students, there's no proctees, there's no kids, there's no husband. It's just Vanessa and Vanessa, right? You said I have my whole retirement for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure. If we keep building this, your retirement's still going to be for other people's kids or for other people's dogs or for other people's.
That sounds real fun. No, I do want, that is the thing though. I want drawing and painting to be a big part of my retirement. I really do. Like I've always visualized having a big dog. Like I kind of, when I'm old, want a dog that weighs as much as I do. And then I want to draw and paint. These are the things that I know I want to do with my retirement.
So it sounds like those skills, developing those skills, the ability to observe, the ability to draw, the ability to understand light and color, in a way, are part of your long-term plan.
Yeah, but I can do that once Amy and Ellen are like in the next phase of their lives. Like, why not wait another year and a half? Like, we are going to go through a phase change. Amy's starting high school, which is really absorbing, and Ellen is graduating from high school. Like, we're about to have a big shift. Shouldn't I just give them a year and a half of my undivided attention?
You're not going to not give them that year. Here's where I'm going to push.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, in my life, there have been a couple of moments where I've knocked on the door to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the hospital, very nearly dying. I've said goodbye to the people I loved, and I've said, it was great being here. I'm leaving now. I haven't left. But as I think back to that, part of what I've realized has crystallized for me is all these things that we sometimes say, I'll do later. There might not be a later. And I know this is a big cliche, but
No.
Taking a night off the week for yourself does not mean you're not giving it to Amy and Ellen. It doesn't mean you're not going to be there for them. It just means we're investing time for Vanessa to discover and explore this other part of herself that she really enjoys and that she's put on hold because, quote, I can just do that later. I could just do that in my retirement. I'm here to say, why aren't you exploring it now? What's holding you back from saying, I have these people in my life. I have these girls in my life. I really enjoy it, and I want to teach them, and I want to show them how fun it is to also enjoy yourself and explore yourself.
Okay, here's the thing I haven't told you yet. I kind of hate leaving the house, especially after it's dark. My friend Laura, whenever I feel like I have to leave the house after dark, she says, don't do it, Vanessa. There's nothing for you out there. And that is how I feel after dark. I wake up at 5 a.m. to do all of the things I want to do when it's light out. Because I'm like, 5 o'clock, it's dark, not leaving the house. So that's the other thing is I'm like, oh, I finally get to be home and cozy. But I could be home and cozy and drawing if I invested more in my drawing.
Well, and given the times that we live in, taking a drawing or painting class does not mean leaving the house. If that's really what's stopping you.
Oh, no, I would only want to do it in person. Yeah. I have more time on Zoom. My eyeballs will die. Ugh.
So I'm just going to put it like this. 1, I really want to draw and paint, but I don't want to leave the house. And so when Mauricio says, you don't have to, you go, nope, I want to leave the house. So.
No, I don't want to leave the house. I just don't want to do an online drawing class. Here's my problem. I'm like trying to picture myself on a Tuesday night.
Let's picture that. You finished work at 5.
Sure.
It's dark out because it's January.
Yeah.
The drawing class at the community center is a 20-minute drive.
Oh my God, that's so far away. Okay. Also, can I just add something to this visual?
Please.
My hands and feet are cold from October till March.
Okay.
So like once I'm warm at all, the idea of going back out into the cold is like horrible to me. So I just want to say that.
Let's amend the vision.
I might not be warm that 5 o'clock because my feet don't always get warm at all. But it is possible that my feet are currently warm and I would have to leave the house. But continue.
So I'm going to give you 2 options for that one. Mm-hmm. 1, you've moved to Florida and it's 5 o'clock and it's dark. And you go outside and you go, oh my gosh, it's not that cold here.
I would do that. That if I could then bike or walk to my art class, that is different for me. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Option number 2, there's these little things that they sell at the store that I've used where you like crack it and stick it in your glove.
Yeah.
And it warms your hands when you're outside, and it warms your feet because you've stuck them in your socks. Have you seen them?
Yeah. It's they don't like fit in your shoes. Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm just saying, we can keep coming up with excuses.
No, I'm just telling you what my hurdles are. I'm worried I'm going to sign up for this and then not go because I'm like, but my feet are warm finally from walking the dog 8 hours ago. My feet are finally warm. It is dark out. I'm into this romance novel I'm listening to. I can just stay home and needle felt an adorable stuffed animal and listen to this romance novel and like be like sunk cost $85 for this class.
Do you think having paid the class won't be enough motivation to go?
No. I'm so good at justifying. Hi. I'm really good at justifying quitting things. So good at it.
All right. So here's the question. You're trying to justify so much staying in and needle felting and listening to a romance novel. Why are we asking about the drawing class again?
I don't know. It's your fault. That sounds great. No, because it sounds so fun. It really does.
It sounds like this is a question about Vanessa stepping out of her comfort zone.
Yeah. Mauricio, I had such a bad year last year. I think this is actually a question about my intentions for 2025. Whoa, This podcast works. Everyone should send in questions. This is amazing. 2024 was a tough year. It was a tough year. I decided to leave my husband. I moved into my own place after having just moved into a house with him. Financially for the company, it was tough for a couple months there. We had to lay people off for the first time ever, which was obviously harder for them, but was not pleasant for me. I had major surgery, and then my mom had a major fall, right? Like, as of February of 2024, I knew 2024 was going to be something I had to get through. As soon as I left my husband, I was like, I have a move, I have a divorce, I have a surgery. I knew 2024 was going to be tough, and it has been. And so I'm like, 2025, why won't you just let me rest, Mauricio? Just let me rest.
I remember you ended 2023 by getting ankle surgery, didn't you?
I did. It's been a rough 2 years.
I mean, I was going to say you finished the year getting ready to move a lot in 2024.
That's a very nice way to say that. That's true.
And so what I'm also hearing you say, because you literally said it, this is about 2025 and about the intentions that you want to set for 2025.
Yes.
One of those intentions being fill in the blank.
So it's like it could be rest. It could be the kids. But yeah, I don't know what I want my intention to be.
Yeah, but I'm going back to the drawing and the painting.
Yeah.
Why was that your question? And what's the intention behind that you're sort of intuiting?
Oh, that's such a good question. Why? I think part of it is like it would get me. Oh my God, guys, I'm getting emotional. Like, I don't want new friends. I like really don't want new friends because I happen to have the best friends. But it would like get me out meeting people. Like I went to the theater this weekend and I love chatting like in a contained way. Like offered everyone around me a cough drop. Someone gave me a tissue, right? Like I love community. Mm-hmm. Like don't come up to me when I'm at the gym with headphones on. But if I'm like in a public space meant to engage, I love it. And so I think it would be really fun to like take a class with 9 other people. I love learning, having a teacher like sit and be like, what if you thought about shading or hatching like this, you know? I guess it's exciting that it would feel like something new.
I heard 2 potential 2025 goals there. One is learning, and the other one is engaging new communities.
Yeah. I am not currently part of a community. I am currently a part of a lot of virtual communities, and then I have individual relationships and groups of friends. But yeah, I guess that's one of the things that I don't have now, right? Like when I lived in New York, I was part of drawing classes and a boxing gym and even just my job, right? Like we were in person. I proctored. I lived on campus for a long time. And then like I was part of a family unit. I'm living alone for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not lonely. But I think it would be nice to like be around people and have someone in the class who I hate and like have a nemesis and then also be like, oh, it's Judy's birthday. I'm going to bake cookies. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So I'm also hearing that the question is less about drawing or painting classes and more about community.
I also really like the idea of traveling around with my notepad and pencil again.
Yeah.
I travel a lot. I'm not a journaler. Those people who travel with journals, I wish I could be you. I'm not you. But like, instead of running around from the British Museum to the Victoria and Albert, if I like got to sit at Kew Gardens and draw for 2 hours, that sounds really nice to me. And so it's like, I'd be giving traveling Vanessa a gift.
So it's a space of rest, but it's a space of introspection. It's not just rest. It's not watching a series on Netflix and zoning out. This is a place where you can start to, by drawing, also discover things about yourself. What is your eye drawn to? What are your skills? What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Drawing is an active rest. It's not a disconnected rest. And that, for me, makes it a really valuable space. Because you're not just sort of unplugging from the world. You're actually resting by finding the parts of the world that attract you, that interest you, that you engage with. So you're using different parts of your brain than the ones you use during your day job.
Yeah.
If we go back to 2025, the goals that Vanessa is setting for herself after a hard 2024, if we go back to that question, Vanessa is projecting for future Vanessa a year of learning, a year of engaging with community, and a year of growth, it sounds like, a year of investment in her future.
A year of rest.
A year of rest. A different kind of rest, not laying in bed, disconnecting rest.
Yeah.
But a kind of rest that also engages with other parts of you that because of the circumstances of your life so far, you've had to put away.
Yeah.
Does that sound interesting or attractive to you?
Yeah, it really does. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for the things that you're going to discover, for the things that you're going to sort of pull back out that you've put away, for the rest and recovery, because you have had a rough year. It's been a lot. And I'm excited for you to explore all that happened in 2024 through drawing and painting.
Okay, so I need you in on this. So just so you know, before I go out to class, I'm going to text you saying I really don't want to go. Because a key part of me doing new things is the complaining.
Okay.
It's like an important part of my process.
I can offer when you need to complain or when you need me to kick you out the door, you can text or call.
Okay, thank you.
I'll quickly reply, I'm with a client, just go.
I actually don't need you to respond. I just need someone to blame. Be like, I'm going, but I'm not happy about it. I can't believe you made me do this. Okay, I'm going to sign up for art class, everyone. I'm so excited. I really thought he's prying me out of this apartment with my cold feet over my cold, alive hands. There's no way I'm going to start to leave the house.
Listen, I love my house too. And if possible, I will not leave the house. And I'll have people come visit me in my house if they want my time.
Yeah.
And once in a while, it's actually really good to leave the house. And it refreshes and it reminds me and it brings me back to the house with a different energy that is just then really nice to be in the house again.
It's all about making home time nice. Okay. You have to thank me. I was about to thank you, but that's not my job.
Thank you for being on the show, for being my first guest, for warming up that side of the couch for everyone else who's going to join me in the future.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see where we're going with this podcast and everything we're going to create, all the stories we're going to listen to and talk about, and all the people we're going to meet. And I hope that once in a while, you'll also stop by and check in on us. We would love to get updates on how 2025 is going for you. And we would love to just bring you in every once in a while and just talk about our plans, about some of the questions that some of the other guests have brought.
And there'll be a monthly Patreon perk where we talk.
Lots of plans for this show and for 2025. And I really look forward to seeing you explore and then spending more time with you.
I just really want to recommend to people genuinely coming on this podcast. I had feelings and thoughts that I did not think I would. And this ended very differently than I thought it would. So 10 out of 10 recommend this experience. Submit a question.
This has been the first episode of the new season of The Real Question. Our show is funded through our Patreon at patreon.com/realquestionpod. If you're a regular listener, we would love your support. Another way you can support the show is by leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Real Question Pod. We're always looking for more guests. If you have a question, go to our website, realquestionpod.com, and submit. We love to shout out our BFF tier patrons: Molly Reilly, Renee Underhill, Becky Boo, Jenny Cruz, Amanda Schramm, and Shannon Sheehan. We are Not Sorry Production. Our executive producer is today's guest, Vanessa Zoltan. We are edited and produced by Ariana Nettleman. Music by Nick Bowl. And we're distributed by Acast. Support for this show comes from the Fetzer Institute. Thank you, Vanessa, for being my first guest and helping me warm this chair. I'm really excited to see what comes next. And thanks as always to our wonderful team: Julia Argy, Nikki Zoltan, AJ Yaramas, Anissa Ahmed, Danny Langley, Courtney Brown, Casper Turkile, and Stephanie Paulsell. See you next week.